Hi, we're the Shahrouk sisters.
I'm Huda.
I'm Hala.
I'm Leanne.
And I'm Ruba, and here we are today to show you how to make jam crescents.
Today it's actually a simple dough recipe using 2 ingredients. We use homemade jam, because you know how we're crazy and everything, sorry. And the dough, all you need for the dough is butter, unsalted butter, and flour, and water. I forgot there's no water, Huda.
Hello, we're not making short crust pastry, we're making jam crescents.
Oh, sorry about that. Little short crust. So today we're going to be using some simple ingredients to make this dough. Using butter, flour, sour cream, with homemade jam that we've made, which you can actually buy it from the store if you don't want to do as much of it as we do. But homemade, the texture of homemade will always be better. And when it comes to garnishing, we use icing, sugar, and then you've got an amazing dessert that you can share with family and friends during Ramadan or Eid, or anytime you feel like just a light, sweet dessert.
Okay, Hala, let's start baking.
Here you go. Let's stick the rest of the flour.
Don't get anything all over yourself.
No, Hala, I'm Hala, not Ruba. I'm Ruba, not Hala. There we go, Huda, let's start rolling.
Okay, the first step is to add our flour into a food processor. I'm sure you can do it in a bowl, but these days we like the fast track way, the drive-through service, the fast way. What we have in this is we have a combination of 2 types of flour, 2 cups of plain flour and 2 cups of self-raising flour. Okay, we're going to add this to the food processor.
Thank you.
We're going to add 300 mils of sour cream. The great thing with this recipe is that you only need to remember 4 ingredients.
And
sour
only one
cream,
person
butter,
needs to actually
no
mix
water.
it.
and no water, Hala.
No, and one person only
Okay.
needs to mix it.
So we've got 2 cups of plain flour, 2 cups of self-raising flour, you don't even have to measure with this, 1 300 ml sour cream, and a 250 gram of melted butter.
So now we're getting the dough to go through the machine.
Faster. Jam crescents have played a role in our lives at the end of Ramadan for most of our life. We usually make them at the end of Ramadan in preparation ready for our Eid celebrations.
So
we
we
grew
can
up
gain all
with
the
jam
weight we lost.
crescents, and now our children are growing up with jam crescents. We love them because they use like staple ingredients in the household, you know, butter, flour, sour cream.
Homemade
and
jams.
Homemade jams. So what we do during the summer, you know, with the apricots and the strawberries.
Collect all those
we-
beautiful strawberries and jams and sit
In
down and
bulk,
stir
in
lots
bulk.
of sugar on that pot. Mum makes us stir and stir and stir till we've got this amazing jam.
There is significance with making the jam crescents, like, you know, at the end of Ramadan. It's not a rule, it's not obligatory, but because they represent the moon, and we fast according to the moon. We love making these jam crescents. They're important to us. And why do we make them at the end of Ramadan? It's because they represent the moon shape, and Ramadan is all about the moon shape. We fast according to the moon. We begin Ramadan with a new moon. Halfway through, it's a full moon, and we end it with a new moon. So right now we're going to form our dough into ball-sized shapes. A bit like making pizza. This is the fun bit where you can get your whole family on board. You know, you've got somebody rolling the balls, somebody rolling out the dough, and somebody cutting
Someone playing with the dough.
with pizza. So let's do this.
Now we're here, we're going to make these into 8 balls.
The great thing with this jam crescent dough recipe is that it doesn't need any resting time. So as soon as you get it out of your food processor, it's ready to go, ready to roll.
Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of flour, just dust it on. Press it down, turn it over. This is to ensure it doesn't stick to the bench when you roll it out. And we'll roll it about 3 millimeters thick.
And you have to be really gentle with the dough. Give it some love, give it some care.
Love, tender and care.
So what we have now is
Yeah, you
a
take it.
pizza, a small pizza size rolled out dough, and now
Yep.
we're going to cut
Cut
it into
it
pizza
in.
slices. This is great to do with your children because you can teach them fractions, you know, 2 out of 8 pieces. So one ball makes 8 pieces. We know that for a fact. So what we have here is 2 different types of jams, our apricot jam and our strawberry jam. Okay, we're going to put a little dollop. Now you don't want to put too much so it doesn't seep out of the dough.
Really don't want to put too much jam because if it seeps out, it will actually burn because it's a sugary mixture.
A good tip that I can give you is to actually press the sides at the end. Press the sides at the end,
So just
and we're going to give it a little bit of a bend.
Like
Where's the
pressing
baking
knees.
trays?
Let's get the baking tray. And now our jam crescents are ready to go in the oven at 200 degrees fan force. So now we've taken our jam crescents out of the oven. It's time to put the icing all over it. Press over a nice sifter. Fill it with lots of ice and sugar so you get the extra sweetness. To go.
So an important thing is to, when you bring out the biscuits from the oven, is to sprinkle on the ice with sugar while they're hot, because what will happen, you'll end up with a nice icing paste from the icing sugar that melts in your mouth when you put the croissant.
Our jam crescents are ready to eat. It's time to celebrate.